女士们、先生们，大家好。国内外环境变化带来的影响，两岸同胞一家亲，谁也无法隔断我们的血脉亲情，谁也不能阻挡祖国统一的历史大势。
Taiwan, a democratic island, a global technology hub, and a thorn in the side of the CCP. For decades, the CCP has declared its determination to bring Taiwan back under its control. But why can't the CCP let go of Taiwan? Is it simply a matter of territorial ambition, or is there something deeper at play? Is it truly worth the risk of provoking military tensions with the United States? In this video, we'll delve into the intertwined historical, ideological, and practical factors to uncover the true reasons behind the CCP's relentless focus on Taiwan. Most critically, we'll focus on political legitimacy, how it drives the CCP's governance logic, and why one China became an unescapable KPI for the CCP's survival. Why does the CCP claim Taiwan? The CCP insists that Taiwan has always been an inseparable part of China, and they have pointed to various historical grounds. Taiwan was originally inhabited by indigenous Austronesian peoples and remained largely outside the influence of Chinese dynasties for much of its early history. However, starting in the late 13th century, Taiwan became a contested space among various powers, including the Ming dynasty, as well as partial colonization by the Dutch and Spanish, which added to the island's international character. Taiwan was officially incorporated into China during the Qing dynasty in 1683, after defeating Koxinga's forces. And over time, the Qing government formalized administrative structures to strengthen its governance. After Japan's defeat in World War II, Taiwan was handed over to the Republic of China, ROC, in 1945. However, the Chinese Civil War between the CCP and the Kuomintang, also known as KMT, soon erupted, leading to the CCP's victory on the mainland in 1949. The ROC government retreated to Taiwan, establishing it as the de facto government of the island, while the CCP formed the People's Republic of China, or PRC, on the mainland. After CCP taking the ruling position, Taiwan is an unfinished business. It is symbolic of China's broader struggle to reclaim its national dignity following the century of humiliation, 1839-1949. This period, marked by foreign invasions, unequal treaties, and the ceding of territories such as Hong Kong and Macau, left deep scars in the Chinese national psyche. The existence of Taiwan as a separate entity is viewed as a lingering vestige of this painful history. Reunifying Taiwan is framed as a vital step in completing China's journey toward national rejuvenation, erasing the injustices of the past and ensuring the country's territorial integrity. After the CCP assumed power, the One China narrative was crafted to solidify the CCP's authority and differentiate it from the ROC. It was officially introduced in the 1950s and reinforced through education, propaganda, and international diplomacy. By framing Taiwan's unification as a matter of national pride and sovereignty, the CCP tied its legitimacy to the One China principle. In 1971, the PRC replaced the ROC in the United Nations, reinforcing its claim to represent all of China. This diplomatic victory was a turning point in the CCP's ability to enforce the One China narrative internationally post-1980 AS. With Taiwan's democratization, the CCP intensified its narrative, painting Taiwan's separation as an affront to Chinese sovereignty and a threat to its stability. With this historical and political roots of the CCP's claim to Taiwan, it's clear that these narratives do more than just territorial ambitions. They serve as the foundation for the CCP's broader claim to legitimacy, which we'll now explore in detail. Max Weber identified three sources of legitimacy: traditional, charismatic, and legal rational. Since the CCP cannot rely on traditional monarchy or democratic elections, it has built its legitimacy on a legal rational foundation. This means delivering measurable outcomes, or KPIs, such as economic growth, social stability, and national unity. These KPIs serve as the CCP's proof of competence, ensuring continued public support despite its authoritarian structure. Why is the CCP under pressure to deliver this KPI? Well, you need to understand China's governance logic. China operates on the performance-based legitimacy. That means the CCP derives its legitimacy not from democratic elections, but from delivering on these KPIs. Unifying Taiwan is one of the most symbolic and high-stakes KPIs on the CCP's agenda, representing not just a territorial claim, but also its broader capacity to fulfill promises to the nation. Therefore, unifying Taiwan has become an unescapable KPI because it represents the ultimate test of its governance competence. Taiwan's existence as a separate entity undermines the narrative of China's unity and national rejuvenation, key pillars of the CCP's identity. Abandoning this goal would not only contradict decades of propaganda, but also risk undermining its broader claim to represent China's general will. By anchoring its legitimacy to this principle, the CCP cannot afford to back down without facing significant political consequences. This is a complex question. The complexity lies in determining how much of the desire for unification stems from government propaganda and how much is deeply rooted in historical, cultural, and geographical factors. Firstly, from historical and cultural context, China's extensive history has been marked by cycles of unity and fragmentation. Periods of division often led to instability and widespread hardship, reinforcing the value of a strong, centralized authority as essential to maintaining order and prosperity. This historical experience may have deeply ingrained a cultural preference for unity and centralized control among the Chinese populace. In addition, there are also geographical factors. China's vast and diverse landscape presents significant challenges in governance. The need to administer a large territory with varied populations has historically favored centralized control to ensure effective governance and resource distribution. Geographical scholarship highlights how spatial dynamics influence authoritarian politics, suggesting that managing such a vast area necessitates a strong central authority. Lastly, propaganda also plays a role. Propaganda does not operate in a vacuum. It builds upon the deeply ingrained historical preference for unity and stability, amplifying these sentiments through education, media, and cultural symbols. This interplay makes it difficult to distinguish genuine public sentiment from state-driven narratives. As a conclusion, unification may reflect both genuine historical sentiment and the CCP's influence. While the CCP has undoubtedly shaped public sentiment through education and media, the deeply rooted historical preference for centralized authority also plays a significant role in sustaining political trust and support. The CCP's determination to reunify Taiwan stems from more than just history or geopolitics. It is deeply tied to its performance-based legitimacy and the One China principle, a narrative rooted in both historical sentiment and propaganda. Additionally, Taiwan's significance in semiconductors, geopolitics, and military strategy makes it a critical piece in China's broader ambitions. Ultimately, Taiwan represents the CCP's promise of national rejuvenation and its ability to deliver on this promise. Do you think the CCP's focus on Taiwan reflects the genuine expectations of the Chinese people, or is it primarily driven by political necessity? Share your thoughts below.